Is Sandton and Rosebank the only safe areas in Johannesburg? Hey, Jason here, and if you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me go through Johannesburg, South Africa. Been showing you how beautiful it is, how safe it is of a city, especially of this size, and how nice the people are here. Some of the most wonderful people I have met in the world. And most importantly, I've been talking to you about success, what it is, and how to get it in the three areas of life that I focus on: happiness, health, and wealth. And so today I really want to talk about is Sandton and Rosebank the only safe areas? And is it like the only place where rich people or wealthy people live here in South Africa, or at least in Johannesburg? In this video, this is mainly for Americans, because I was watching a video this morning, and some people were talking about Brazil and comparing it like, oh yeah, it's like that in South Africa, the apartheid regime, blah blah blah, and it's like, one, they didn't know what they were talking about, because this is South Africa is not like, let me just say Johannesburg, because this is where I have experience in Johannesburg. Johannesburg is unlike any other city I have ever been to in my life. You do not see this much mix of cultures in a general area, and everyone is getting along. You don't see this in other countries. You don't see this in the United States. Let's be very clear. The closest you may come to it is Las Vegas or New York City. And I guarantee if you talk to people within those areas, they'll tell you how there's still segregation designed within it. But to be here where you see Indians, you have people of Islamic background, people from Pakistan. Let's see, who else, what other countries I met people from? Dominican Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Nigeria, different people from India. Then just the different tribes here you have, or different ethnicities, I guess they call them here, of coloreds, Zulus. I met people from Malawi. Like all these different, there's so many people, like I don't even know how to, it's like culture overload here. And with that being said is, Sandton and Rosebank are not the only safe areas out here. And it's definitely not the only areas out here where the rich people go. And as an American, America's a very black and white country. Literally, everything there is black and white. And that's why it's one of the most, still is to this day, one of the most racist countries in the world left. Because it only sees black and white. And so coming with that black and white mentality to a place like here in Johannesburg, it's not going to do you any good. You're not going to, one, be able to understand anything here. And you're definitely not going to see what's really here in front of you, because this is not a black and white culture at all. There's over 13 languages, so many different countries and everything. Like, you just don't know. And there's different traditions with each culture. And so because of that, people don't value the same things when it comes to wealth and showing off their wealth. And so with that being said is like, yes, Sandton and Rosebank is an area where you see a lot of money invested in. And hear that word, a lot of money was invested there by businesses and maybe by the government to promote people to go there and spend more money. So of course it's going to make it look like that is the richest or the wealthiest places. Like I said, if you really want to see people that have money, I feel like you should either go to Mainland Mall in Pretoria or go to Mall of Africa in Midrand. You'll see a lot of people there that are spending a lot of money. I'm talking about men, women, kids, everything. Like, you can tell those areas people have a lot of money. You see that big difference between when you're in Sandton and Rosebank. And remember, I'm an analytical person. This is why I was a military analyst, all these things. Like, I like to sit back and watch and analyze people's behaviors and patterns. And this is how I monitor my own habits, behaviors, and patterns and start modifying them. Because I start seeing some of the ways that people do things, and I'm like, okay, there got to be a way that I act that same way also. And so when I start seeing those patterns in other people, I start watching my patterns, and then that's how I start changing my habits so fast. And this is one of the things that most people don't get about me. Because they could be like, man, you just always on something new. You just keep up letting. Because I'm always analyzing people's habits. I'm analyzing to see how can I learn something new about my habit. What may I be doing? How am I reacting to certain things instead of responding? And so just let you know that. And so from that, like, I'll be honest with you, the safest area that I believe here in Johannesburg so far, and let me be known. Like I've only seen about 1% of Joburg. This is a huge city. Like place is huge, man, and I love it. I would say it's between Parktown and Greenside, and there's a good amount of income that's there. It's a very mix of middle class and people who have a lot of money. People don't realize that sometimes, because most people, we've been taught to believe from reality TV that rich people or wealthy people are doing these elaborate things, wearing these elaborate gowns, going to all these elaborate events, having these elaborate parties. It's not true. Like what you see on these Real Housewives shows and all of these reality shows showing different American musicians and stuff like that, that is scripted and fake. Those places are usually rented by the show, because think about it, nobody's going to show their real house. And it's just not real. And we have to start realizing everything we're seeing on TV doesn't make it mean that it's something real or that's the real lifestyle of people. People are playing a game. People are acting nowadays. People are building these fake brands, which is why I say the average ordinary person should be on YouTube or some other social media building a real brand around who they are as a person. Like how I'm sharing with you this story about Joburg. And so because of that, most people don't realize some of your richest and wealthiest people, they live very ordinary lives. They're not chasing fame. Fame and wealth are not in the same ballpark. Yes, you have some wealthy people that are famous. However, you have more wealthier people that aren't famous, meaning you do not know their name. And you don't get in the rooms with them. Because most of the time, when some of these people are around us, we treat them like crap or treat them like they're nothing because they look like an average, ordinary person. And the reason why they move like that is because they remember the hardships of growing up. They remember what it was like seeing their parents living paycheck to paycheck, or when they were broke. Like one of my mentors, Brendan Burchard, like if you just saw him on the street in Puerto Rico, you would think he's just another average, ordinary American white guy. And you wouldn't believe that the thing that changed his life and made him realize he wanted to become wealthy was when he literally saw his girlfriend sleeping on his bills. And he was just like, yo, this is too much. I can't be doing this. I have to be better as a man. And he went and became wealthy. Now he's living in Puerto Rico. And the average ordinary person probably thinks he's a nobody. And this is one of the guys that can change your life instantly overnight if you just have a conversation with him. Like, we have to stop falling for all of this media traps. And especially for Americans. Like, Americans have such a distorted viewpoint because it's, like I say, it is still one of the racist countries left in the world. And because of that, everything is so black and white, black and white, black and white. And the world is not black and white once you leave America. The world is very, 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 very way bigger than that. And there's bigger issues than black and white going on in the world. And just to give you an example, like one of the privileges that I have for traveling around the world is I don't have that big black identity. So that's something that I worked on getting rid of out of my personality archetype for a few years. But most importantly, I did that because I want to see the world from a different perspective. I'm not trying to come to Johannesburg and just show you the slums or go live in the poor areas. Like, there's people here who live great lives. Like, let's be very clear about this. Everybody in Johannesburg is not poor. Everybody in America is not rich. In fact, there's more middle class here in Johannesburg than there is in America. If we actually did a survey of quality of life, I guarantee you South Africans have a way higher quality of life than the average American. And those are the things that we're not looking at and that we're not talking about because we're so busy as an American. Oh, black and white. Oh, the black people doing these jobs. The black people doing these jobs. Oh, they are the poor. And you don't know who they are. There are so many educated people here. Like when I was in Campus Square last week, met two young guys in there in their fourth year in the university, and they're engineers. You know, met a young lady that was an accountant. Met someone that had a education degree. You know, there's so many different people here with so many different degrees. And if you're just looking at it from, oh, they're black and they're working this job as a server, you don't know what the hell they're doing in their life. Because let's be very clear. Americans, when they're in school and they're advancing their lives, they're working entry-level jobs too. Like, there's nothing different about this world. So, like, If you want to come to Johannesburg, come with open eyes. Come with an open heart. Don't come here to go see the Apartheid Museum. Who cares about that? That was ancient history ago. All that's going to do is put some negative image in your head around what the white people, or what we call white people, look like here. And I think most of them are Africans. I don't know. And you're going to start missing out on a whole group of people that you could get to know and have good friendships and relationships with. I have Afrikaans friends, I have colored friends, I have friends from all over the different places and all different backgrounds, because I'm not holding on to any of the stereotypes from America that's going to make me bring those stereotypes here. There's good and bad people in this world. And the one thing that I've noticed from all of my travels since I was 18 years old is there's more good people in this world than there are bad. And the bad people only operate at certain hours of the day. And I just stay away from those hours. And so I hope this opened your eyes a little bit about Johannesburg. And also, if you're coming here to visit, go outside of Sandton and Rosebank, man. Go to Braamfontein. Come out here to CBD and Newtown area. Come to Gandhi Square. Go out to Greenside. Hit up some of these different marketplaces that be going on. Like tonight, there's a vegan marketplace out there, out in Greenside at Pirates Bay. Come out there and check it out. Then you'll start seeing the real people here. Go out to Clearwater. Check out the mall out there. Go to Hardee's, I think. Man, I'm sorry. I'm going to learn the language here. But check out all of these different places. Like, there's so much more to offer than Sandton and Rosebank. And me as a person who really loves to assimilate with cultures, it's like almost to the point it gets nauseating sometimes when people automatically say, oh, you're in Sandton, you're in Rosebank. It's like, there's so much more here. There's so much more safer areas. There's so much more wealthier areas than Sandton and Rosebank. And so hope you got some value from this. Hit that like button. And if you're from South Africa and there's other areas here that are real nice to check out, leave it in the comments. Let me know. I'm still going to Soweto. I am going to get out there and film out there. I have been there. That's why I haven't been in a rush. But I will be out there to film, what's that mall again? Maponyang, I think. And I'll be out there to film again because now the weather is getting really beautiful. So it's time to go walk around Soweto. And look, we're all human. We're all on this floating rock trying to figure out life. And let's just make it the best, man. So have a great day. Hit the like button and share this with someone if you know they could use value from it.